Focus. Eliminate the distractions. You really want to get the most out of your training routine. There's a few things you'll want in your practice space that will help you do just that. First and foremost, I would say, be your training material or the training routines that are built around your goals. Those things that are helping you move towards your goals. Not just a bunch of random training routines where you're not sure why you're doing them, but things that you know help you move towards your goals. So have your training material there. Have your routines built. If you're unsure of why you're doing certain routines, ask your teacher. Maybe you didn't communicate your goals well enough with your teacher, and you could be doing better things towards your goals than you are now. And honestly, you should be understanding the reasons why you're doing the training routines that you're doing. It'll help you stay motivated. It'll help you keep moving forward. So don't be afraid to ask. Besides your training material and the routines, you want your training space to be free of distractions. And by that I mean, like, maybe don't babysit while you're trying to train your voice, because that's a constant pull away and you're having to pay attention to something else. Maybe you don't have animals causing ruckus, ones that you know are prone to chew on things, growl, distract you in general. Maybe don't have them in your practice space if you know that they tend to be a distraction for you. I would say maybe with people in the next room. That can make you very self-conscious, because let's face it, we make a lot of weird noises when we train and when we practice, especially as vocalists. So maybe you have to find another time to practice that somebody else isn't there if you're getting self-conscious over it, or maybe another place. And we'll talk about that soon as well. But you'll want a way to reference pitch. So it's like kind of your toolkit here. You need these things set up in your practice space. So a keyboard, a guitar, phone apps, pitch pipes, whatever you need that helps you reference your pitch, but maybe not even just reference your pitch, but also see the pitch that you're singing. There's a lot of great apps out there for that, including just getting a guitar tuning app, one that's sensitive enough to pick up the subtleties of the voice. Maybe your training files as well. So if you're going through certain scales or certain melodies that it plays over and over, you want to make sure that you have that reference there. You will also want a mirror. A mirror will help you keep your embouchure in check, your mouthpiece, so the lips, teeth, tongue, and jaw. And in that, some methodologies show you different ways to use that to get the resonance to move certain ways. And it also will help you notice different tension in the face, in the jaw, in the neck as well. So having a mirror can be very important. You'll want a way to amplify your voice too, or maybe record your voice, maybe both. So amplifying your voice helps you hear what's happening in your voice in real time and make adjustments, because what we hear in our head isn't really what everybody else hears. We're getting a lot of extra resonance bouncing around in our skull, and we're hearing something that's not necessarily what other people hear. So having that amplification really helps you tune your voice really well. And I don't mean necessarily the pitch, although that helps too, but the sound colors that you're trying to produce in your voice and then building the voice you want to build. Recording can help with that as well, if you can hear yourself in real time. And the cool thing about both of those is if you're recording to hear your voice, if you're going through a recording system to hear your voice, then you'll be getting used to recording your voice. If you're using a handheld mic and amplifying through maybe a karaoke system or a PA system, you'll get used to using a microphone and the little things that you have to do to control the mic and interact with your voice. You'll want a way to play back music, whether that's your training materials like scales and stuff, or songs. And if you're doing the songs, if you're actually going through songs and trying to learn a specific song or training a certain song and working out little things that you need to change in that song or need to work on in that song, then lyric sheets are very helpful. And I mean printed out lyric sheets where you can make notes on where to breathe as part of the lyrics, or the different phonetics that have to change to keep resonance in your voice. So, speaking of that, taking notes in general. So having a pen and paper in general helps. because you'll want to note issues in your voice that you can then set goals for and adjust your training routine to address those specific issues. You'll also want a way to get in the zone. And by that, I mean your mental game. When you step into the space, you're ready to train, and it's very easy for you to get into that. That could be setting up a ritual that you go through, like you turn this on, you're thinking of certain things that you're going to be doing. Maybe you're warming up your voice at the same time. You're setting up, maybe you get tea or a certain type of tea every time you go to train, and you set all that up, and then you're ready to go. That can really, really help. Sometimes that could be as easy as changing what you're wearing. Todd Herman talks about this in his courses, in his books too, where something as simple as putting on glasses can put you in a totally different mindset, because maybe you grew up thinking someone with glasses was smart, and that puts you in a more intellectual onset. So I'm saying onsets already, but it puts you in a more intellectual mindset so that you do your onsets. So the mindset game behind it, let's say you're putting on a character that is you training. So what does that look like? And what do the different singers that you admire look like? What do you envision as a great singer? Maybe it'll help to move that direction in even what you're wearing. With singing and training, especially with training, because singing songs can be fun, but training your voice and working through the issues, it can be a little demotivating sometimes. It can feel tedious sometimes. So motivation is a really big thing here too. And if the rituals themselves aren't getting you motivated, then remember that you're not alone in this. Share your goals with us. Track your progress. Celebrate your wins with us. You're not alone. We're all doing this together.